Right. I'm now going to talk about something that's clinically insane, and I've got a main channel video coming out about this next week-ish, whenever it's ready. So definitely go subscribe to the main channel for that, KiraTV, you know what it is. But this is a weirdo that popped up on my Twitter timeline, which, you know, they typically do. That's where they congregate. Facebook first, and then, you know, it bleeds over into Twitter world, or X as it's now called. And this is a dude who took a picture of Taylor Swift and tried to intimate, I guess intimate's the wrong word, but very clearly say that this is a penis, that Taylor Swift's been hiding a penis, and he's been the only one to figure it out, right? He's seen this image and he's like, oh man, that's a dick, that is. But of course it's not, is it? Everybody knows that it's not, other than the people that follow this utter fucking weirdo. But he says, what is that lump in Taylor Swift's swimsuit? Strange. Hashtag we want answers. Hashtag Taylor Swift. Hashtag Hollywood. Now, obviously, as the community note points out, that's the pubic bone and the mons pubis, which covers it in a normal parts of human anatomy, and then links to, you know, Britannica and Wikipedia. If I open these, am I going to have to censor this? Yeah, probably would have to. Yeah, we'll leave that one out of the VOD. And then, of course, he doubles down. Clearly a dong. Hashtag Swifties. Hashtag Swifties for Palestine. And you're going to think, oh, this guy's a troll, isn't he? He's just a troll. He's just winding up Taylor Swift fans, which, you know, if you're going to do that on your Twitter timeline, I'm all for it. You can do it without suggesting somebody has a penis for whatever reason. But obviously he's not a troll, is he? And we're going to get to that in a second. So he still doesn't understand that it's still a pubic bone. It's still the mons, as it's referred to. Swifties can't accept it. And then links a picture of the dude. That's the dude from Napoleon Dynamite, right? And then I guess he's saying this is the same person. I don't really know. And then it gets worse, because then he starts, you know, saying that now Satan's involved, and the Church of Satan. No, sorry, it isn't him that does it. It's someone else who's a critically, terminally online weirdo that believes in all this fucking utter garbage. And this, again, goes back to something I'm going to discuss in a minute. So where did Taylor really come from? Same place as everyone else, I'd imagine. Note, Zena Levy, Satanist princess on the right. So this famous woman looks like this other woman. Case closed. We've fucking cracked that one, guys. And we'll get to this video in a minute. So now, what's going on with Emma Watson's neck? Hashtag we want answers. So Emma Watson, what they're inferring here, and we'll get to the real root of it in a second, is that Emma Watson is a trans male to female. So what he's saying here is, oh, there's a, you know, look at her neck, it's an Adam's apple. It's not, obviously. It's definitely not. It's just a totally normal picture. So basically, Emma Watson, also Taylor Swift was a man, now a woman, trans. Emma Watson was a man, now a woman, trans. Then links a picture in way thicker clothing and says, hey Swifties, where's the pubic bone in this one? Where's the dick then? You know, fucking solve that equation. And then, of course, he says, to my Swiftie fans out there, when you attend a Taylor Swift concert, you are participating in a satanic ritual. Baphomet is transgender and the god of Taylor. You have been warned. Then, of course, Megan Fox also has an esophagus, a windpipe, a neck, and therefore is also a trans individual. Keeps going. I don't know who this is. Can Swiftie see what's wrong with this picture? I mean, fucking cracking workout and dietary routine. So, yeah. So before we get to this really unhinged video, because you're going to think, oh, this man's a troll, isn't he? He's just winding people up. No, he's just got 135,000 followers on Twitter. And all he does is post about Biden, cabals, corruption, Satanism, the Illuminati, Freemasons, and just other, key words that you would know if somebody's talking about any of that stuff. They probably need immediate assistance for their own safety, but more importantly, the safety of others. So here you go. Here's the Matthew Perry conspiracy. The great Tommy G is back and making mind-blowing threads again. Check them out and give him a follow. Old Twitter tried to take this man out permanently, like many of us, but he's back, so show him some love. Jeffrey Epstein, of course, got to be talking about old Jeff at this point. So here you go. Pizza, so a classic Pizzagate, of course, referring to the classic conspiracy of all. If anyone ever mentions pizza, they're clearly coded language talking about child predators. So here you go. How soon till the Illuminati puts Travis Kelce in a women's dress for the public to see? Do you see the pedo art on his shirt? I mean, I personally don't, but obviously, clearly you do. And a couple thousand people who like this tweet do. So yeah, just generally really normal, typical behavior of somebody that's posting on Twitter that has 135,000 people following them. Now, where does this all come from? There is a conspiracy theory, which is what the next main channel video is about, called transvestigation and transvestigators. And you already know what it's about from the word, but I'll just explain it to you. Basically, transvestigators sincerely believe that almost everyone on the planet has been replaced by trans people. Why? Who the fuck knows? Try and figure that one out. You can't. It's mission impossible. In their rules of like the Facebook groups that you go and look at, the rules are like, don't second guess our transvestigations, because every sports person, business person, musician, politician, anyone who's famous is trans. And you're like, why would that be a thing? And they basically just say like, oh, it's because it's all Satanism. And if you want to get famous, what they do is as soon as you start getting a little bit famous, they go, right, you've got to transition. And obviously that wouldn't make a lot of sense, because if that was the case, we'd all know, wouldn't we? Because you'd see somebody blow up on SoundCloud or whatever, and they look like a man, and then they'd make them turn into a woman, but they don't, because it's not real and they're all mentally unwell in very severe clinical ways. So as you can see here, I probably need to mute this because the audio. So Xena Shrek, former high priestess of the Church of Satan, the daughter of Church of Satan founder Anton LaVey. It's a white woman with blonde hair, right? Well, wouldn't you know? Do you know another white woman with blonde hair? That's crazy, bro. It's Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift actively resembles and represents her. I mean, she does look like a white woman with blonde hair. You've fucking got me on that one. But representing her, you've not substantiated that one at all. Here you go, look, she changes hairstyles, as many famous people do. Here you go, more compelling evidence she's had similar hairstyles. Used snakes as her symbol. Yeah, no one's ever in the history of pop musicianry has had snakes around them, ever. The funniest thing as well, a lot of these like famous people, they don't deal with any of this shit on their own. Like, they have teams of people who design their hair, their makeup, all the sets, all these things. You take one of the most recorded people ever, someone as famous as Taylor Swift, who changes her hairstyle all the time and does a bunch of live shows and things. Yeah, of course you're going to see some things that even remotely resemble another person who has loads of photos taken of them. But as you can see, this is the level of research they've done. These two white women look alike. That's fucking crazy, bro. Clearly satanic then. So there you have it. Undeniable evidence that, the army of trans famous people are here and they've taken over, and we've all just not noticed. And it all goes back to the Satanist cults and blah, blah, blah. It's really fucking crazy, isn't it? It's really sad how many years ago these people would have been put in a room and talked to and found out what's wrong with them. But nowadays, they just amass hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter and just fucking vomit utter, just mental nonsense everywhere. And everyone's just like, hey, yeah, there's something wrong with that guy. Anyone can do anything about it? No, just let him continue to, you know, have these people come down the rabbit hole. A lot of people make fun of like the idea of pipelines. And I used to naively think that there's certain conspiracy theories that are not really that harmful. I used to think like, oh, flat earth conspiracy theory is not that harmful because who cares if a bunch of morons get together and think, oh, the earth's flat. But the problem is the meme of like a pipeline, you know, the alt-right pipeline, but, you know, I'm not bringing politics into this. It's not really a meme. It's harmful because as soon as you get into one of these Facebook groups or whatever, and you start surrounding yourself with these people who also believe the earth's flat, they start believing other things. They get introduced to other conspiracy theories. And I've had friends who, over the course of the lockdowns and things like that, started just dabbling in some of these like, you know, fringe conspiracy theories. And then 6 months later, they deleted everyone on Facebook and now are joined a bunch of groups where they think people like Taylor Swift have been replaced by reptiles. And there's like a reptile army under the surface of the planet that's controlling all the politicians and things. So it all starts from somewhere, right? And that's why no conspiracy theory in the mind of somebody who's clearly got something going on is harmless. And of course, transvestigation has led a bunch of these people to believe everyone's trans other than them. And why? And then they start believing in, you know, Satan's doing it, and there's black goo everywhere, and there's aliens and interdimensional Nazis and things. It's fucking madness, but there we go. Just wanted to bring it to your attention, just to let you all know. Things are definitely not okay on social media. And of course, buy Gamersubs. Gamersubs, amazing. Help me make this riveting, thrilling content for you all, where I sit and read Twitter and talk about mentally unwell people. It's a powder. You put it in water, you shake it, you drink it, tastes good, bunch of different flavors. Use link in video description, 10% off for you. Give a kick back to me whenever you buy it. And just generally a good company to work with, and companies like that support creators like me. Always worth supporting, and definitely something I recommend, and I do use it. It's aided me in my daily gym exercise, which has made me lose a whole bunch of weight because it is keto friendly. There's no crazy sugar or anything in it. Caffeine free version if you don't like caffeine, which I don't drink a lot of caffeine other than the coffee that I am currently drinking. But there you go. Thanks for watching as always. See you next time. Peace.